خاصة. Beware of tests. Beware of the adhab when it comes from Allah Azza wa Jal. These things that come from Allah, these hard tests, this hardship, when it comes, it doesn't only come to the sinners. It affects everyone.
SubhanAllah.
Everyone in the ummah gets affected.
You touched on something like so prominent. I think it's so clear today, like the level of publicity when it comes to, I guess, sexual perversion. I mean, we have apps, openly promoted apps for zina, for adultery, for fornication, and you know, younger people are getting on it, and it's becoming popular. It's being like one of the most downloaded apps, just promoting this zina. And then we're seeing that, you know, the Prophet ﷺ is warning us, you know, when such perversion, I guess, you know, takes over society, like we're seeing today, you know, we will see diseases, and you know, we don't want anyone to get triggered and say, oh, you know, we're saying this is a direct relation and it's caused solely because of this. No, but we're just saying, you know, from our Islamic perspective, you know, when sins go up, you know, calamities happen, hardships happen, and it's exactly what we're seeing today. And I think
this is not only Islam, by the way. That's Islam, Christianity, Judaism. All religions speak about the same principle. When sin is abundant, what's going to happen? When haram, disobedience of Allah becomes abundant and open, everyone gets affected.
SubhanAllah, Shaykh. And I guess, like, on the flip side, when we look at it, you know, when sins are going up, we're seeing calamities come down. But on the other side, we also see in the Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you know, when good deeds go up, you know, barakah comes down.
Definitely. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَلَوْ أَنَّ أَهْلَ الْقُرَىٰ آمَنُوا وَاتَّقَوْا. The promise of Allah, the promise of the Creator, the Khaliq, the Sustainer is this. If the people آمنوا واتقوا, iman, belief in Allah, and taqwa and piety, they feared Allah, they obeyed Allah. ولو أن أهل القرى آمنوا واتقوا لفتحنا عليهم بركات من السماء والأرض. Allah will pour, Allah said, Allah will open the doors of blessings from the heavens and the earth. ولكن كذبوا. They were ungrateful to Allah, ungrateful to the ni'mah of Allah, unthankful. They didn't even thank Allah Azza wa Jal and appreciate what He gave them. فأخذناهم بما كان. Allah says also, ولو أنهم أقاموا التوراة والإنجيل وما أنزل إليهم من ربهم لأكلوا من فوقهم ومن تحت أرجلهم. Had the people of the book practiced what's in the Torah and the Injil, Allah Azza wa Jal would have given them. They would have eaten, they would have enjoyed from above them and from under them.
Well, they would have had an abundant blessings to
abundant
eat during
blessing. And Allah also promised in the Quran, من عمل صالح, individually, من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة. Anyone who does good deeds, male, female, and he has iman, Allah will give him a decent and happy life. Good deeds lift the bala. Istighfar, now is the time for the ummah. The mosque is closed, we understand. Now we want the mosques to reopen, we want this plague to be lifted. Easy solution for all the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Abundant tawbah and istighfar. Istighfar, seeking the forgiveness of Allah Azza wa Jal, has an amazing effect on bala. Amazing effect. This is why Allah said in the Quran, وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُعَذِّبَهُمْ وَأَنْتَ فِيهِمْ. O Prophet of Allah, as long as you are alive amongst your ummah, no abundant punishment will happen to this ummah. وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ مُعَذِّبَهُمْ وَهُمْ يَسْتَغْفِرُونَ. And if they are seeking the forgiveness of Allah continuously, if there's istighfar in the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this ummah will never be punished. It's a protection. You know, Nuh alayhi salam said, فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرًا. Is there a connection between istighfar and tawbah and rain? Allah made the connection. How are you going to deny it as a Muslim? Allah made the link. Allah stretched a wire that you can't see between istighfar and rain. Between istighfar, seeking Allah's forgiveness, and money and rizq. فقلت استغفروا ربكم إنه كان غفارا يرسل السماء عليكم مدرارا. Rain will come. Rain meant economy, provisions, money, you know, cultivation. يرسل السماء عليكم مدرارا ويمددكم بأموال. You want money? استغفار. وبنين, children. ويجعل لكم جنات ويجعل لكم أنهارا. Listen carefully. ما لكم لا ترجون لله وقارا.
Oh wow.
Why don't you want to give Allah Azza wa Jal the awe and respect that's due for him.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As-salatu was-salam ala Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Dear brothers and sisters, in Adelaide, South Australia, rest of Australia, the world, and everywhere that you are in. The 12th night of Ramadan is on us, and so we have the 12th episode of Salam TV. This episode is again a unique one. It's actually very, very unique because it looks like the success of Salam TV had even reached to the level of the government wants to share with us something, and they send no one but one of the best ministers, the Assistant Minister for Multicultural Affairs in South Australia, the Honourable Jingli MLC. So, what a beautiful and what a special episode for Salam TV tonight. And more, we have my co-host on the couch tonight is Sister Noor, the producer of this Salam TV series. So aren't you lucky tonight? You have a minister with us from the South Australian government, and we have the producer sharing with me the night to be informative, and we have a little bit of laugh and a bit of information and more of your questions coming through, and then we will get some videos about the activities through the Islamic Society and the Muslim Society in South Australia during the month of Ramadan. We have updates on what the governments will or considering to do with the COVID-19, and that's why we are here in the Salam TV. Otherwise, as you know, we would have been praying in the masjid, but we brought to you this special broadcasting through the Islamic Society of South Australia and the team, and the huge support from you guys, the Muslim brothers and sisters, and the wider community. So it is a special episode, and I will let Sister Noor
Yes, Dr. Walid, it is really a special episode tonight. So for our viewers, if you have any questions, do give us a call at 044772 4772. So it's 04 Isa Isa. So before we begin with the question to the minister, probably I will just read some part of her biography.
Yep, that will be fantastic. Should she say greetings to the viewers before you do that?
Oh, yes, yes, she can.
Zuhair, can we get the Assistant Minister? Here she is. With us, she's on the couch, but we just alternate with the cameras. Welcome, Assistant Minister Jingli, the Honourable Jingli MLC, for sharing with us this special night, the 12th night of Ramadan, the 5th of May 2020. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Great to be here on our Salam TV.
Wonderful. All right, Sister Noor, can we introduce who is the most loved minister in South Australia?
Yes.
The Assistant Minister for Multicultural Affairs.
Definitely. So I will just go through the biography. So Minister Jingli was elected to the Legislative Council in the South Australian Parliament in 2010. She was appointed as the Assistant Minister to the Premier in the Marshall government in March 2018. And Minister Jing was the first Malaysian-born Chinese migrant to be elected to the South Australian Parliament. She served as Shadow Parliamentary Secretary in numerous portfolios, including trade and investment, small business, education, and multicultural affairs. Minister Jing arrived in Adelaide with her family in 1979 and has been actively involved in South Australia's multicultural sector since that time. Prior to entering politics, Minister Jing worked in the business sector and has more than 20 years of experience in management and international trade. She has worked in both private and public sectors and traveled beyond our borders to work in Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and China. Minister Jing is a passionate advocate for diversity in South Australia. She attends hundreds of festivals, ceremonies, and business events every year and looks forward to strengthening our multicultural sector, the arts, and the South Australian community. Minister Jing and her husband Eddie always enjoy spending time with their family, grandchildren, and friends.
Wonderful. Sister
Wonderful.
Noor, what a wonderful introduction for Minister Lee for tonight's episode. As you've described all these attributes and
Yep.
activities that she does, she's just a minister that has the finger on the pulse, as we say in medicine, the ear to the ground, and she is really in touch with various part of the societies and the communities across not only just multiculturalism, but even with everyone in South Australia. She is really the minister that for the people. So, first question from us, or just to get the viewers to understand, given that we are saying that you are finger on the pulse, ears to the ground, so you're hearing, you're feeling, and you're seeing things. And of course, your and we'll come to that, your post that really covers a lot of that. This is a difficult time, Minister. Everybody in a difficult time. Everybody is anxious for various reasons, worried for various reasons, tuned for all these teleconferences. I was counting them. They're pretty much about 20 a day if we count how many state ones get done. The PM will come, the treasurer will come, the trade minister will come, and the health minister will come, the chief medical officer from federal, and then everyone comes with these. It just put a toll on the people. And yes, we are hearing about these difficult times, but you're always positive, you always bring positive stories. Can you share with our viewers positivity? Any positive stories, any positive comments or gestures that you would have seen over the last few weeks from any community, not necessarily just the Muslim community?
Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure to join you tonight. Sister Noor, as Dr. Walid, it's been a long time that I haven't actually seen communities face to face, and all of us have to follow these restrictions, and it's quite frustrating for communities, particularly for the Muslim communities during Ramadan, because this year is like no other year. People feel a bit distant from each other. But I think what positive thing that come out from this coronavirus pandemic is that people starting to have a really strong reflection about the fabric of our community. What we hold so dear to our heart, what get us through every day, is the fact that we do have family, we do have friends, we have community members, regardless good day or bad day, will stick together. And what I see from the Islamic society and the Muslim community as a whole, when the pandemic hits our shore, about 90, just almost 100 days ago, it's about 98, 99 days now, people didn't jump and behave in a terrible way. Yes, they were frustrated because they couldn't get out. They were a bit, scared, and there were fear for sure. Anxiety, anguish, all those things. But they never felt alone. Never felt alone. Today we have good news. South Australia is travelling better than any other places in the world. CNN actually reported yesterday that South Australia is considered one of the safest place on earth.
That's right.
To be coronavirus free, because consecutively for 13 days now, we have 0 case of coronavirus. Hopefully, if this continue, our life. We're starting to get back, to normal again. That's what we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
I think the positivity is this. We are united by being apart, by being, from a distance. It's true. We're united in our minds, in our hearts, and wanting the best of health, safety for our community. And that's why we're doing so well. And that's something really to be proud of.
It is. This week we are concentrating on families for our
team.
For our each week we had it as a theme, and this week is the family family week. And as you said, and this is what we've been reminding our viewers, brothers and sisters, that they are watching us, listening to us, that families, it was the biggest winner out of this crisis. And as you said, that we have a smaller family at home and the bigger family in the community and the bigger family in South Australia and the bigger one in Australia. And how successful is this? We came close to each other. So I think you're quite right. This is the positive one, and this positive is going to continue with us for a long time.
Yeah. And on that note of positivity as well, so you are active sharing updates on your Facebook daily, and we as the community as well, we are always looking forward for that announcement to share it with our community as well. So how exactly as the government right now is supporting the communities during this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic?
The government obviously have a number of measures, and one of those for the multicultural communities is to actually create the COVID outreach community program. And because of the outreach program, I believe that the Islamic Society have benefited of able to create this Salam television. And like I said earlier, because we are social creatures, people need to be with people. And when you can't see each other face to face, you still want to feel close to each other by looking onto your phone, from your computer or television, to feel that that person is talking to you immediately right in front of you. And that's what this TV is about. It's one of those programs which is reaching out to the community. And the other benefits and, I suppose, programs in terms of the relief package by the government, both federal and as well as state, have been large. Anywhere from managing mental health, for outreaching for things like for aged care facilities, making sure that we have relief packages for those vulnerable people that are homeless, don't have a home to go to. Homelessness is one of those key things that we address. So we are definitely, as a government, people often say, you judge leadership not during good times. You judge someone or an organization or government based on what they do for communities in time of need. And I must say that I'm pretty proud to be part of the government who's able to, from day one, even before we had many coronavirus cases, we are already starting to put enough hospital beds, expanding recruitment of ambulance services, nurses, doctors, on the frontline workers to ensure, first of all, we are safe. Safety was always going to be the first priority. After we manage safety, we know that people like businesses and a lot of employees might be losing their jobs because of closing down businesses as well as offices. So we were the first state to put in the stimulus package for small business as well as staff, employees. The first $1 million that was actually generated by our state first, before the federal government announced their stimulus package.
Yes, that's right. Brothers and sisters, our night continues with the Minister Jing Lee, the Minister for Multicultural Affairs, assisting the Premier for Multicultural Affairs in South Australia. Please, if you have any questions or you want to raise any concerns or tell us any story about your experience with the government or with the stress that of the COVID-19, please type it on the Facebook if you're following us, or you can ring and call us on 8374-2280 to ask any question for the Minister tonight. It's an opportunity for you and for us. Never before, first time ever, 1 hour live TV and meeting with the Minister Lee. We'll have another question for you from I guess from our program preparing for it. As you know, that it is a difficult time, and sometimes people at difficult times do bring some or come out with some unacceptable behavior. And we've seen that at difficult times in the past against the Muslim community. And with this COVID-19, unfortunately, that is being directed towards another important part of the fabric of our community, the Asian or the Chinese background communities. We were warning against that, and we're saying this is not acceptable. It will come to against another community in the future. So we were always trying to advocate for stop of these bigotries or unacceptable racism. As a government, I know there's already legislations and measures and commissioners and the police and all law enforcement. They are fantastic in trying to stop these things and stop them from the beginning. And we're educating all people, and I'm sure schools and every aspect of the community do their part. But as a member of a government in South Australia, do you think what we have as legislations and measures for the law enforcement is enough, or we should start to think of tighter or more rigorous measures to stop these bigotries or these racism attacks in the future, so should another difficult time comes on us?
You ask a very valid question, and I am really deeply concerned and saddened by the fact that Australian Asians, because of coronavirus, have been targeted and have been discriminated based on the way they look, or particularly the way they look, because they look, if you remotely look like Chinese. I spoke to some Vietnamese leaders and Thai leaders, people from a Thai community, Filipino. If you remotely look a bit Chinese, they assume that you are carrying the virus. These people are people that act this way are often very ignorant, and you experience that from the Muslim community. Just because, every time there is, some incidents happening with terrorists and all that, people assume or they jump into conclusion and they make a wrong judgment on a certain race, and which you brought up earlier. And it is very unfortunate. And you would have seen on my Facebook, I have posted a Say No to Racism, Every Culture Matters.
That's right.
I didn't start with racism as my campaign, if you like. I started with the slogan, Every Culture Matters. Why? Because when you just concentrate on racism and racism alone, you have a negative connotation. And people that may act in a certain way, antisocial behaviors, will keep going because they always think they are right. Whatever you tell them, they think you are wrong. So you can't really argue with them. In terms of a legal perspective, we have the Equal Opportunity Act. We also have the Racial Vilification Act. Those acts itself actually publish offense.
Yes.
If you do harm out of racial discrimination, an individual will fine $5,000 or up to 6 years imprisonment. And you also have, if you are a corporation or a group acting badly, you can get fined up to $25,000. But that is the law itself is there, but do people that are affected ended up reporting it? Because only 2 weeks ago, I've brought this up again and again with SAPO, as well as the Minister for Police. And I wanted to look at the statistics, the data. I asked the question, was that any reporting cases of racism reported in this whole 2 months when coronavirus hit our shore? The South Australian Police said there was no increase of incident being reported.
Yeah, because Minister, probably we've had a chat about this even with the police and with the government before. Unfortunately, who cops these attacks, they, for various reasons, it's not probably the scope of this episode tonight, is that they don't tend to report it. They do report it to us as a community or to you as a Minister for Multicultural or through their organizations or churches or temples or worship place, saying that I've been vilified on the road or attacked on the road or while I was driving or at the shopping center, but they never make it to the police station or even write their name and number and hand it, say, can you please help me with my reporting. But I guess, as you said, the law is there and the legislations are there. It's just now for the people to come forward. So this is another message for our community. If you do see that happening to you or happening to now to our, I guess our fellow citizen here, fellow Australian of Asian background, please do help them. Maybe they need your hand and say, okay, say this is not acceptable, let's go and report it if you can, because this culture of reporting, we need to have it. So then the force of the law needs to be applied and to tackle this, because education on its own is not, it's one single hand. You need another hand, which is stop the people by the force of law. Sister Noor, what other question we have for the Minister?
I just probably would add that definitely it is very important for us to keep a lookout for each other.
That's right.
Yes, and do report it if you experience such.
And we should not let go, say, oh no, it doesn't affect me, it's now moved to someone else. This culture should not.
Yes.
We rejected it when we were the target at the time. We said, let's everybody be with us, and a lot of communities stood by us. Even the Minister was one of the first to support us, and many initiatives, and supported many activities of the Islamic Society of South Australia to tackle this issue. So we really want to say or do what we've been saying to the people, that don't leave us alone, because now it's our turn. We should not leave them on their own.
Yes, definitely. Yep. So on the topic of community as well, there are a number of grants that the community have applied, such as the Celebrate Together, Stronger Together, Expand Together, and others as well. Perhaps you can update us on these grants and how the other community are doing with this project, especially since the social distancing and other restriction is in place, and which affected a lot of the delivery of the project. So probably if you can enlighten us on that.
Certainly. For many of you, you probably, I know that Dr. Wali keeps calling me Minister Assisting the Premier in Multicultural Affairs. Can I say that my title is Assistant Minister to the Premier? The Premier has a number of portfolio, and I actually am responsible not only for multicultural affairs. It's multicultural affairs, the arts, veterans affairs, Aboriginal affairs, space, veterans affairs, as well as tourism. That's what the Premier has. The Premier has all those portfolios, and I am the Assistant Minister to him in across the portfolio, and hence why, for those of you who are following me on my Facebook and Dr. Walid had actually mentioned this earlier, is that not only would you see updates from me about multicultural affairs, you see me posting things across the board.
Yep.
The other day there was a competition run in the space industries, and I posted that. And I posted things on the business side, and today I also talk about tourism and then other sectors, because it is the broad-ranging I suppose, affairs across the board, because multicultural communities are not isolated and be seen as just multicultural, because multicultural communities engage in all walks of life in every aspect of society. So to come back to the question that Sister Noor has asked me, is that under Department of Premiers and Cabinet, we do have a number of grants programs to benefit the multicultural communities. They are Advance Together, Celebrate Together, Expand Together, and Stronger Together.
Yes.
Each grant lines are tailored. Because of COVID-19, the Celebrate Together grants, which is all about events and festivals, until we can actually lift the ban about social gathering for hundreds and thousands of people, the Celebrate Together grants is now put on hold for at least for the first 3 months in the next financial year, the first quarter.
Okay.
And that then gets shifted for the COVID-19 programs.
Okay.
So we want to, clarify that. Every eligible multicultural organizations are qualified to apply for those grants. So I encourage them to continue to follow me on my Facebook, or receiving, updates from multicultural affairs from Department of Premiers and Cabinet.
So you're saying that that's a great news. I mean, this is very, very good for us, because as you know that we change from praying into a program like this, from the we can't really reach out to our community by getting them to listen to the messages about the COVID-19. We had to do this online type of activity. So you're saying that these activities and these measures and these innovative ways for these communities and these societies to connect for celebrating or doing that, it can be covered by the same grants but in a different title. Is that correct?
Correct. And also, in addition to the Multicultural Affairs grant, Grants SA out of the Department of Human Services also have about $3 million of grant, up to $10,000 per organisation that you can apply as well. Now that's broader, means that you can be multicultural organisation or any registered community organisation in South Australia, you can apply.
To keep the
COVID
effort and
program, yes,
programs.
COVID-19 program, which is like to do with, say, for example, managing a volunteer space to deliver food to vulnerables, could be one of the example of the program, or helping to, upgrade your equipment and IT, communication equipment, like this type of program. So it is, you are qualified to apply for those.
That is amazing. We have 3 minutes before we get to our first video of the night. I might go back to one or get to my schedules to try to find another question for you. Sorry?
I've got something to say.
Yeah, please do it. We're here to listen from you and waiting for our brothers and sisters. Please, if you have a question, try to pass it on to us so we can pass it on to the minister to answer any questions, any concerns, any feedback, anything. But the minister wants to share something with us. Please do.
No, there's a number of questions people text me recently, and I thought I'll share this. Most people thought that I may have a back-end office that do all my feed on Facebook.
That's what I thought.
That's not true.
Oh.
Everything you see on my Facebook is managed by me. The reason why I'm continuously updating is this. Many of the multicultural community groups, because language could be a barrier, and they're not reading the news, the mainstream news, as often as they should. And I feel that I need to sort of step up to provide that additional communication to the community.
It is fantastic because you're making it so nice, and you're changing from the dozen of eggs to was one thing, I don't know, I forgot them, but every number is a different theme, and that connects because that, as you said, for someone who can't be bothered reading an editorial, just go to a few snapshots and visual messages, which is fantastic. And by the way, brothers and sisters, as Minister Lee, or the Assistant Minister for the Premier, had now a new page, which is because your other page or your personal page has full by 5,000 followers. Look at that, 5,000 just in less than a year and a half. And now she's got one through the Parliament. Is that correct?
It's my official.
Or the official one.
Yeah, MRC, yes.
Which is the Parliament one. We will have a break. What do you think, Sister Lee?
Yes. So we're going to go for a break for an important message from the National Disability Insurance Scheme, partner with Mission Australia. We'll be back after this.
Ramadan Mubarak. My name is Andrea. I work for Mission Australia, who are partnered with the National Disability Insurance Scheme, which I'm going to talk about today.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أنا اسمي سعد، سوف أترجم للأخت أندريا اليوم. رمضان مبارك وكل عام وأنتم بخير. الأخت اسمها أندريا، تعمل في منظمة ميشن أستراليا، وهذه المنظمة هي أحد الشركاء في برنامج NDIS، وهذا البرنامج هو برنامج تأمين الإعاقة الوطني والذي سوف تتحدث عنه اليوم.
The National Disability Insurance Scheme, NDIS, is a free system that gives eligible people with disability a plan and funding to buy services and supports to help them achieve their goals and help them with their disability. The aim of the NDIS is to help people take part in everyday activities and have a good life.
إن برنامج التأمين الوطني للإعاقة NDIS هو برنامج يعطى للأشخاص المؤهلين من ذوي الإعاقات الخطة والدعم المالي للحصول على الخدمات والدعم الذي يساعدهم على التأقلم مع إعاقاتهم. الهدف من برنامج NDIS هو مساعدة الأفراد ليقوموا بنشاطات الحياة اليومية وتكون حياتهم بشكل أفضل.
To be eligible, a person must have a permanent and significant disability and be aged between 0 and 65 years, be an Australian citizen, a permanent resident, or hold a special category visa. And they must need support from another person to do everyday things because of their disability.
لكي يكون الشخص مؤهل لهذا البرنامج يجب أن يكون لديه إعاقة دائمة أو إعاقة شبه دائمة، وأن يكون عمره ما بين 0 إلى 65 عاماً، ويجب أن يكون أسترالي الجنسية أو له الحق بالإقامة الدائمة في أستراليا، أو أنه يحمل تأشيرة تسمح له بهذا النوع من البرامج، ويجب أن يكون هناك شخص آخر يساعده في نشاطاته اليومية بسبب الإعاقة التي لديه.
Disability in Australia may mean a physical, intellectual, sensory, cognitive or mental health disability. These include conditions like autism, blindness, deafness, amputation or brain injury.
الإعاقة في النظام الصحي الأسترالي تعني الإعاقة الجسدية أو العقلية أو الإعاقة الحسية بسبب تلف الأعصاب، أو الإعاقة الفكرية كعدم القدرة على اتخاذ القرارات أو عدم القدرة على الاستيعاب والتعلم، أو الإعاقة بسبب حالة صحية كحالات التوحد أو فقدان البصر أو فقدان السمع أو قطع في أحد أطراف الجسم أو الإصابات الدماغية.
In the past, many people with disabilities felt excluded from their community and they weren't able to get the supports they needed to do things like become more independent, be involved in their community, get specialised equipment or help in their home to manage their daily life.
في السابق كان الأفراد ذوي الإعاقات يشعرون بأنهم ليسوا جزءاً من المجتمع أو أنهم مستبعدون عن مجتمعاتهم، وإنهم لا يستطيعون الحصول على الدعم والمساعدة التي تؤهلهم ليكون لديهم الاستقلالية لأداء المهام اليومية، أو أن يكونوا جزءاً من نشاطات مجتمعهم، أو الحصول على معدات وأدوات تساعدهم لأداء نشاطات الحياة اليومية.
When I use the word supports, I mean things like workers who assist someone to shower, shop, or go out into the community, learn new skills, or specialised equipment like a wheelchair or an electric bed, or therapy like occupational or speech therapy.
هنا عندما أستخدم كلمة الدعم أو المساعدة فأنا أعني مثلا الأشياء التالية: مثلا موظف يساعد الشخص على الاستحمام، أو يساعده على التسوق، أو يساعده على حضور نشاطات المجتمع، أو مساعدة الشخص ذوي الإعاقة على تعلم مهارات جديدة، أو كيفية استعمال أجهزة ومعدات مخصصة لحالته الصحية مثل الكرسي المتحرك أو السرير الكهربائي، أو حضور جلسات العلاج الطبيعي وعلاج النطق وغيرها.
The NDIS doesn't pay for things like rent, groceries, or bills.
إن برنامج تأمين الإعاقة الوطني NDIS لا يتكفل وغير مسؤول عن دفع الإيجار أو أي فواتير أو شراء أشياء خاصة أو فواتير التسوق.
To find out if a person with disability is eligible for the NDIS, they need to fill out a form. They or their family can call the NDIS on 1800 800 110 to ask for the access form, or I can help them get the form, or I can get someone from one of their partner agencies to help them get the form.
لكي يعرف الشخص ذوي الإعاقة أنه مؤهل لبرنامج التأمين الوطني للإعاقة، يجب عليه أولاً ملء الاستمارة لذلك الغرض. يستطيع الشخص أو عائلته الاتصال على رقم هاتف NDIS وهو 1800 800 110 ويطلب منهم الاستمارة Access Form، وأنا أيضاً أستطيع مساعدتهم للحصول على الاستمارة، أو أستطيع أن أطلب أيضاً من إحدى المنظمات العاملة في هذا المجال أن تساعدهم للحصول على الاستمارة.
We can also help them to understand the type of information they would want to put in the form. If you would like information about disability or the NDIS in languages other than English, you can phone the Multilingual Disability Hub on 8761 7445.
نحن نستطيع مساعدتهم ليعرفوا ماهية المعلومات التي يتطلب وضعها في الاستمارة. إذا كنت تريد أي معلومات عن نوعية الإعاقات أو عن برنامج تأمين الإعاقة الوطني NDIS بلغتك أو بلغات أخرى، فيمكنك الاتصال على هاتف مركز اللغات المتعدد وهو 876 17445.
The NDIS is not linked to the disability support pension. Even if you receive a disability support pension, you still need to apply for the NDIS because the eligibility criteria is different. If you do get funding from the NDIS, this will not affect your disability support pension or any other financial support like carers payments.
إن برنامج تأمين الإعاقة الوطني ليس له أي ارتباط بدفعة الإعاقة التقاعدية Disability Support Pension، وحتى لو كنت تستلم هذه الدفعة التقاعدية فلا بد أن تتقدم بطلب الحصول على برنامج NDIS، لأن كلا الدفعتين تعملان على نظامين مختلفين. وعندما تحصل على دفعات من برنامج التأمين الوطني NDIS فإن هذه الدفعات لا تؤثر على دفعتك التقاعدية أو أي دفعات أخرى مثل دفعة الرعاية كيرر وغيرها.
If someone is eligible for the NDIS, they meet with a local area coordinator or a planner who listens to their needs and the things they want to do. These things are called goals. From there, the coordinator or planner creates an individual plan with funding attached and this plan is given to them to help them achieve their goals.
إذا تمت الموافقة على طلب ال NDIS فإن هذا الشخص سوف يلتقي مع منسق منطقته المحلية ليخبر المنسق بما يحتاجه والأشياء التي يريد عملها. هذه الأشياء تسمى الأهداف، وبعد ذلك المنسق يضع خطة يرفق معها مقدار الميزانية المالية التي تكفي لتحقيق هذه الأهداف.
The plan usually lasts for 12 months, then it's reviewed to see if the person's needs have changed. The NDIS knows that each person is different and has different needs, so everyone's plan and funding are different.
هذه الخطة مدتها عام، بعد ذلك يتم مراجعتها لمعرفة ما هي التغيرات في احتياجات صاحب البرنامج. إن برنامج ال NDIS يعرف أن كل شخص له احتياجات مختلفة عن الآخرين، ولذلك فإن الخطة والدعم أيضا يختلفان من شخص لآخر.
The supports a person uses their funding for must relate to their disability, their goals, and meet the reasonable and necessary guidelines set by the NDIS. These guidelines are explained when you talk to the local area coordinator or planner.
إن الدعم والمساعدة المقدمة للشخص يجب أن تستخدم بما له علاقة بإعاقته وبما يحقق له أهدافه، وهذا الدعم يكون ما هو ضروري وما هو مقبول. هذا الدعم له قوانينه وضوابطه التي توضع من قبل دائرة ال NDIS، وهذه الضوابط سوف تشرح للشخص عندما يتحدث مع منسق المنطقة المحلي Local Area Coordinator.
As I said before, if you or a family member has a disability, I can work with you to apply for the NDIS or find the right services to help you.
كما قلت قبل قليل، إذا كنت أنت أو أحد أفراد عائلتك معاق فأنا أستطيع أن أساعدك لتقديم طلبك لبرنامج ال NDIS أو نجد لك الجهة التي تستطيع مساعدتك.
If someone is not eligible for the NDIS, I can still assist them, their families or carers to find services to help them.
أما إذا كنتم غير مؤهلين لبرنامج ال NDIS فأنا أيضا أستطيع أن أساعدكم أو أساعد عوائلكم للحصول على جهات أخرى تستطيع مساعدتكم.
If you would like to talk with me, please call Mission Australia on 1800 931 543 extension 1 for Clovelly Park and ask for Andrea Gray.
إذا كنتم ترغبون بالحديث معي فاتصلوا على منظمة ميشن أستراليا على رقم هاتف 1800 931 543 تحويل رقم 1 في مكتبنا الكائن في منطقة كلوفلي بارك واطلبوا الحديث مع أندريا غراي.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters in Adelaide, South Australia, rest of Australia and the rest of the world. Some of my cousins, they actually even watching us in Iraq about this program. آسف ما أقدر أعمل ترجمة لأنه كل الكلام حديث بالإنجليزي اليوم، فآسف بنت عمي اللي عم بتشاهدني من العراق، آسف إنه ما في ترجمة. So sorry, I can't translate to the people in Iraq. They're watching me, they're following me, some of my cousins.
Probably I would like to thank the video first.
Yes.
So Andrea Gray, thank you very much for the important message to the community from the National Disability Scheme Insurance Scheme Partner Mission Australia. And if you need anything, any further information, if you need to chat with them, do call this number at 1800 931 543.
Thank you, Sister Noor. And we're back to the second half of this special night, the 12th night of Ramadan, 1441 Hijri. And this special night, we have a special guest, the minister assisting the Premier for multicultural and various portfolios. Actually, as we found out from the minister, she explained that the Premier has multiple portfolios and she's assisting him as a minister for these portfolios. But what we are interested in tonight, mostly the multicultural, but we tapped on so many of them. Please, if you do have a question or you do have any inquiries or concerns or a feedback or a good story to share with us, please do either type it on the Facebook page that you're watching this episode through, or call us on 83742280 or our mobile number 0447724772 04 Isa. It's our WhatsApp page, and you can receive all the up-to-date information about the society, about the communities, and indeed about COVID-19 or any development in South Australia that might affect you as a community living here in South Australia. And thanks to the Minister assisting the Premier for the grants that she gave us to set up this program, Salam TV, and this WhatsApp information platform that we are launching tonight, and Sister Nooshi will talk about it. We don't want to miss more time from having the Minister assisting the Premier, Jing Lee, MLC. Minister, you were born in Malaysia, as we found out on the intro that Sister Nooshi did for us, and you can speak the Bahasa as a language, is that correct? Okay.
Very rusty.
Very rusty. We're just going to get a little bit of a greeting, and Sister Noor might follow on with a bit of a greeting, just to get some of our Malay brothers and sisters, part of the community, just to feel a bit warm tonight and a bit special that they can connect. So can you do a little bit of greeting for them for Ramadan?
Assalamualaikum. I suppose it's been really rusty.
That's okay.
Bahasa saya semua sudah lupa lah. Ada di sini 40 tahun.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful.
Sudah lama.
Wonderful. All right, Sister Noor.
Okay. So you have been in Adelaide since 1979, like you mentioned just now, almost 40 years. So from that time, have you ever frequently visit Malaysia? And if you do, what memories that you cannot forget and you would like to share with the viewers tonight?
I suppose most of the people that know me, yes, I'm from Malaysia. Malaysia has been a very multicultural hub for so many different cultures mixed together. And during Ramadan, I have so many beautiful, I love my food. So when it comes to food, I get really excited. And I've been missing food, particularly from Malaysia, because in Ramadan in Malaysia, we have some of those most exclusive food and fashion.
I agree.
Probably not for Dr. Walid for this particular moment, but for my sisters out there. And I know Sister Noor will agree with me. The fashion and the food, the variety during Ramadan period is just exquisite.
But Minister, men not really focus on fashion. They usually focus on food. And women, they usually get attracted to fashion. So we understand the difference in what the people have in the spot of their attention. Ramadan is very special month for the Muslim community across the globe, not only here in Australia. And here we are very privileged. We've been having really peaceful Ramadans, and we enjoy our activities from praying to get together, meals, as I said to you, that's what interests me with other people. People cook for me different food, and I'll just go there if I finish early, which is not necessarily what my life is, but I can do my best to attend these gatherings, and as I said, praying, and more important is the celebration after the end of this month. And you probably have been to a few of these ones, or most of them actually. So the Muslim community really look forward for this month. This month has been special with the crisis that's happening across the globe and the restrictions that have been imposed on us. In the month that we get together, Now we have to stay apart from each other. But we are doing our best with these alternative activities, I guess we have. I understand that you keep repeating that there will be some announcements coming through, but we always want to sort of tease the things and say, Minister, you must be close to the where the political kitchen, where things get cooked to be presented to the public. Any sort of hints, giveaways that we say to our brothers and sisters, look forward? I mean, still we have about another 17 days to go, or about 16 days to go. That things might change, that we can at least pray in the park or get together in the park to celebrate the Eid or the end of Ramadan.
I bet you're very good at fishing. Fishing for details. Thank you for the question. I know that this is on top of everybody's mind.
That's right.
Not just the Muslim community, but particularly the Muslim community because of this holy month of Ramadan and the party thereafter, the celebration thereafter. Can I ask you again to be patient? And the reason I say that, I'm having a meeting with the Premier along with my parliamentary colleagues tomorrow at, I can't tell you the time, but in the morning. And then there's a National Cabinet meeting on Friday, as you already alluded to earlier. Now, just remember this. We are the safest place on earth. It's because we listen to the experts when they inform us not to do certain things.
Yep.
And we are blessed that the community then follow that order.
Correct.
And that keeps us really safe. As of today, there's only 5 active cases in South Australia. Other countries that have lifted their restrictions early ended up having another second or third lockdown again.
Yes.
We don't want that.
Okay.
Once we restart the button, we restart the button for good. And that means we just need your patience a little bit longer. But having said that, to your question about having going out for a picnic in the parks, South Australia, like no other states, we never have that 2 people restriction.
Yeah.
We can still take your family to the parkland with, if you're immediate family, you don't have to sit apart 1.5 meters.
Yes.
You can be together. But if you have 2 families of 4 to 5, under 10, you can go to the park and have your picnic with 2 families.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So I think a lot of things that we do are already the freest in Australia as a whole.
Yeah.
So do you think about, maybe praying in the park? You can do so in open air.
Yeah.
And like I said, under 10, it's still allowed.
Yes.
And from Friday onwards, we, finger crossed, will be waiting for other, I suppose, announcement.
Well, Ramadan is a month of patience, so we are. I mean, it's some coincidence that this crisis happened in the month of patience, and as you said, and even the Prime Minister and the Premier, they congratulated, and all premiers actually, they congratulated all the fellow Australian citizens for their following the advice of the government, which takes the advice from the experts, which it's been fantastic, and I think we taught the world and how to do things in Australia. But with patience, we need hope, and this is what we are fishing for: is the hope, is the giveaway. Look here. But the question is that, I mean, let me rephrase the question. So far, apart from, I think, from going back to school or opening schools, the states governments followed the federal through the national cabinet that established for this crisis. Do you think, again, this is the hope and the fishing, do you think the jurisdictions will differ between the states? Like states like us, which has the trophy of no cases, will say, okay, well, maybe the 10 can grow into a bigger number, a couple of other zeros next to it, and then so we can have the prayer in the park or not in a closed area. These are the hopes that we want to live for, sort of things, and by.
Look, I totally agree with you. There will be restrictions, like, for example, there's certain services like funeral services already spoke about during the press conference this afternoon with the Premier and Professor Nicholas Burial. I think that, you know, instead of like maybe 10 people, they're looking at increase the numbers, but to a level where they're still pretty safe.
Right.
Those are all for consideration.
Okay.
I'm also here to collect your wish list. Okay, I'm here to collect your wish list.
Okay, can we get a pen and paper? Now we have a wish list getting to the Premier. Brothers and sisters, you are listening. The minister here to get wish list from the community. Please type your
Wish list.
wish list or what do you want from the government and the Premier. Excellent Premier, an excellent minister assisting that Premier. Let's get this wish list straight to the government by tomorrow so we can have something for the community.
Yes.
Minister, sorry, you were saying about the wish list. So we can, should we start, Sister Noor?
So the wish list,
Yes?
of course, praying in the at least in the park
For-
together
for the Eid.
Yes, for the Eid.
We've been, I don't know if you know that, but the Muslim community across Australia from the start of this this crisis or this pandemic and across the globe as well, we've been praying and we're still praying. And every time the imams and the fellow Muslims, they are actually reminding each other to pray specifically for this crisis to end and for people to get better who are being affected by it, as in caught the virus, and for those who didn't, to stay away from it or keep the disease away from them. So we are praying, and if there will be a prayer, this prayer is not only going to be for Ramadan, I can assure you. The major one is that the prayer to celebrate the defeat of this disease. So this prayer is not has been done before. This prayer is to defeat this disease. Is going to be something really special. Similar to the ones that we've been doing for the drought and for the rain and stuff. This one is a hope, is a pray for hope and pray for, thank the God for saving the humanity, not only here.
No, thank you so much. I mean, it is very reassuring, and I know that you'll keep your prayers going. And can I also highlight a very, I suppose, a piece of very important information. Your 23rd of April, is that the eve of the commencement of Ramadan?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
That was that day itself, the zero started.
That's right.
The 23rd of April, we started the first zero.
Yes.
And that zero has continued until now.
That's right.
So your prayers must be working, and we want to make sure that, you know, please just keep us continuous with that very powerful prayers.
We will keep praying. This is one of the wish lists, and then the next wish list or other wish list will be to get some grants to not only kickstart new initiatives for the communities, but to continue with some of the initiatives that are actually successful, and we just want to continue and keep it rolling. Time to go for a break and the launch of our WhatsApp launch, which is a support from the Minister assisting the Premier through the grants that she gave us to reach out for our community and the wider community in the form of
Yes, so we go for a very short hadith of the day break and we'll come back to do the launch.
عن عمرة رضي الله عنه قيل لعائشة رضي الله عنها ماذا كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يعمل في بيته؟ قالت كان بشرا من البشر يفلي ثوبه ويحلب شاته. Amrah, may Allah be pleased with him, reported that Aisha was asked, What did the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, do in his house? She replied, he was a man like other men. He removed the fleece from his garment and milked his sheep.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you very much for staying on with us. So as mentioned before the break just now by Dr. Walid, we are going to launch our Islamic Society of South Australia WhatsApp. So as you may be aware that we have received a state grant for COVID-19, and on your behalf, we would like to thank Minister Jing Lee for the great help that you have provided for us to get this grant. So the main project that we for this grant is to communicate with our Muslim community and the larger community as well through this initiation of Salam TV and through our new platform, the Islamic Society WhatsApp channel. So we believe at the moment that communication with WhatsApp is very common, and therefore we would like to introduce to you this new platform, Islamic Society of South Australia WhatsApp channel. So you can add this number 0447724772, that's 04 Isa. And you can also add in the link, probably we will show the link later on the screen and on our Facebook page. And you can just click on it and it will automatically direct, and we will, I think we will, yes, the QR code is on the screen right now. You can scan the QR code if you are watching on the TV. You can scan it with your phone. So what's in this channel? So this channel contains information such as prayer timing, link to our lecture libraries, and the most important thing is link to important government updates on COVID-19. So we will actively update this information based on the latest news from the government, and as well as any upcoming events or projects that we may have. So do add this number on your WhatsApp, 0447724772. That's 04 Isa. So, Dr. Walid?
Thank you, Sister Noor. It is an important platform. It's a new and it's instant. The message will come instant. You just open your WhatsApp, open that channel, and you can type any number. You will see it. It's very easy, very intuitive, and you connect. You connect to the latest activity for the Islamic Society of South Australia, or any resources that you want from the Islamic Society of South Australia, and more important, what is happening in relation to the government, any announcements, the updates that the Minister assisting the Premier that she put out. We immediately link it to that platform, and you will receive it. You can get on top of the news, and you will not miss a thing. So it is your source of information, your source of connecting with us. You can call us and send a message to us through that platform. It's a very useful tool. It's one of its kind, and it's an initiative that we thank the government of South Australia to allow us to have such an important to reach out for our community and the wider community. I mean, it's not really limited to the Muslim community. Whoever from the viewers watching us from the wider community, please do. We are one family living in Australia, and we thank the government and the Minister assisting the Premier, Jing Lee, that she supported us with this grant, and Salam TV as well, which is part of the package of the effort for COVID-19 management from the government. Yeah. Minister, we wish to have 2 hours with you, 3 hours. I mean, it's not really, time flies when we have such a nice chat and getting the information of what the government initiatives. And we actually want to congratulate the government. We really congratulate the government, from the Premier to all the ministers to all the officials and the public servants, the health sector, the police commissioner, for keeping us safe. Remember, we are the safest on this planet here in South Australia. We have the lowest number of cases, and not only that, we don't have active cases more than 5, and they're all under control. You can walk down the street keep the distance, social distance, but you can walk down the streets and absolutely safe. Really no safer place in the planet that you can pick your takeaway food or go to the grocery without that fear that other countries that you might catch this horrible disease. So we really congratulate the Premier and the ministers, the government, and the bipartisan, I must admit. I mean, we don't forget all the parliamentarians from all across the spectrum of the political divide, and you kept us safe. We thank you very much, and thank you, Minister, for being with us and inform our community about what's happening. Last words for you to finish the program for the night.
I thought you always have the last word,
No,
Dr.
not when
Wali.
the minister is here.
It's been such a pleasure to be on Salam TV. I mentioned this earlier. This is actually my first public engagement during COVID-19. So I'm actually getting out of my Parliament office as well as Home Office to be here. Can I congratulate the Islamic Society as well as the Muslim community as a whole? Look, we always, from the beginning, have always said this. When a country have a good health system and a community that have good discipline, managing a public health crisis, a pandemic, is going to be fantastic, a lot easier.
Yep.
However, you have other countries where they have a poor health system and people with no discipline. And then you look at the crisis. Even in the UK and France, their death rate is 100 times more than Australia. Not a small figure. So can I congratulate the community as a whole? Our health heroes, we cannot do without them.
Yes.
All our frontline workers have been just fantastic, fabulous. Yes, both the leadership in Canberra, through Prime Minister Morrison and our Premier Stephen Marshall, they have exceptional leadership, working with the Cabinet to ensure the first priority of safety has been managed well. And we all have to be very thankful of those efforts. And in terms of the acknowledgement of the program earlier, I certainly wish our Salam TV much success and the community much success, because I think now, through this month of Ramadan, through this challenging time of COVID-19, we've learned so much more about ourselves,
Yes.
our community, our resilience, our innovative thinking, our creative, I suppose, energy.
Yep.
I mean, who would have thought that, Dr. Wali, suddenly you have your own program with Sister Noor.
Oh.
I mean,
I might drop my daily
this
job
could
and be a presenter.
This
And
could
I might
be-
compete with Waleed Ali.
this could be your own show in the making. Can I thank the leadership team of Islamic Society, my brother Max Dracker, for his leadership and contribution,
Indeed.
and the committee.
Indeed.
He is actually on South Australian Multicultural Ethnic Affairs Commission, and he doesn't talk about that very often.
Yep.
But he's one very quality member of SAMAC. And can I congratulate you once again? Can I say thank you to everybody for staying at home, following restrictions. Very soon, our distance will be, being closer together. So let's hope your wish list will be delivered.
Thank you. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. We'll see you next or tomorrow night, inshallah, with another fantastic program from Salam TV, with another guest and another host. Stay tuned and follow our page. And thank you very much for being with us. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.